The covenant with Abraham. A promise to all nations. The covenant with Abraham is a foundational theme in both the Jewish and Christian faiths, serving as a key moment in biblical theology. It represents God's promise to Abraham, with implications for all nations, and is detailed across several passages in the book of Genesis, particularly Genesis chapter 12, 15, and 17. Here are the key aspects. 1. The promise of land. In Genesis chapter 12 verse 1, God commands Abraham, then Abram, to leave his homeland and go to a new land that God would show him. This land, later known as Canaan, would be given to Abraham and his descendants, establishing a physical territory for his people. In Genesis chapter 15, God specifies the borders of this land, reaffirming the promise. 2. The promise of descendants. God promises Abraham that his descendants will become a great nation. Genesis chapter 12 verse 2. This promise is expanded in Genesis chapter 15 and 17, where God tells Abraham that his descendants will be as numerous as the stars and the sand on the seashore. This aspect of the covenant emphasizes the growth and establishment of Abraham's lineage, especially through his son Isaac, but ultimately through all of Israel. 3. The promise to all nations. Perhaps the most far-reaching aspect of the covenant is that through Abraham, all peoples on earth will be blessed. Genesis chapter 12 verse 3. This indicates that the covenant is not only for Abraham's descendants but also for the benefit of the whole world. In Christian theology, this is often understood as a prophecy of Jesus Christ, a descendant of Abraham, through whom salvation and blessing would extend to all people, both Jews and Gentiles. 4. The sign of the covenant, circumcision. In Genesis chapter 17, God introduces circumcision as the sign of the covenant. Every male in Abraham's household is to be circumcised as a physical mark of their inclusion in this covenant relationship with God. 5. Faith and righteousness. Abraham's role in the covenant was not just about receiving promises, but also about trusting in God. Genesis chapter 15 verse 6 says, Abram believed the Lord, and he credited it to him as righteousness. Abraham's faith becomes a model for future generations, especially within Christian tradition, where faith is central to the relationship between humanity and God. Implications for all nations. The universal promise that all peoples on earth will be blessed points to God's plan of inclusivity and reconciliation. For Jewish tradition, this reflects the nation's role in being a light to the world. In Christianity, this points to Jesus, whose coming is seen as the fulfillment of that promise to Abraham, bringing salvation to all people, regardless of their nation or ethnicity, as described in the New Testament in Galatians chapter 3 verses 8, 16. The covenant with Abraham. In conclusion, the covenant with Abraham is both a specific promise to his descendants and a broader one that extends God's blessing to all nations. It is a key part of understanding how God's plan unfolds in both the Old and New Testaments. Subscribe, share, like, and hit that notification bell. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and share it with your friends and associates. Don't forget to subscribe, like, hit that notification bell for more information on Jesus Christ, God, Lord, Bible lessons and other religious content every day, week, month, and year. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the current information. Thank you for watching.